presentation of Fox Sports.
We are sports. We are Southeast.
In a back-and-forth contest, the Braves once again rallied in the late innings, with Freddie Freeman providing last night's drama. And a high fly ball belted right field. Gone. We are tied. But it was the Diamondback star first baseman who stole the show. Swing and a drive. Belted deep left. Goldie, goodbye. Arizona walks off. Stay tuned for more fireworks from hitter-friendly Chase Field next. Well, Chase Field in Phoenix isn't the OK Corral, but boy, we had a shootout last night. A lot of late-inning heroics between the Braves and the Diamondbacks. Arizona won Game 1 9-8 thanks to a Paul Goldschmidt walk-off home run. Atlanta tries to get even tonight. Hi again, friends. Chip and Joe, welcome back to the ballpark. A lot of offense last night, and this series features two of the game's great young first basemen. Let's start with the Braves' Freddie Freeman, Joe, who's come on like a house of fire over the last 3 weeks. This is the Freddie Freeman we all anticipated seeing from the opening bell.
Yeah, he had a little trouble getting started this year. He had one other little spell a couple of months ago, but other than that, he's been on fire. And last night, fresh after missing a game because of an injection in his finger, the first pitch he saw, he hit a home run out to left field to give the Braves an early lead, and then tied it, as you said, there in the 9th inning. And you can see he was pretty fired up about that, and why not? His ranks among National League first basemen, he's second in home runs and second in doubles, second in slugging, primarily to Anthony Rizzo, who is having a tremendous year as well. But Freddie is really doing the job for the Braves.
His great work, our Zaxby's indescribably good play, and one can only shudder and think where the Diamondbacks would be without their first baseman. Paul Goldschmidt has been an MVP candidate for at least the last couple of seasons. Having a bit of a down year this year, well, you wouldn't have known it from last night's performance.
No, and if it weren't for Anthony Rizzo, both of these guys would be leading the league in their respective categories. They're both just bombs away. Big-time clutch when their teams need it, as we saw last night from both of them. So for Goldschmidt, this guy who's been a stalwart for the Diamondbacks for about the last 5 years, he's second in hits, second in RBIs. He is second in on-base percentage to Joey Votto. But these guys are tearing it up. It's fun to watch. It's a great competitive scene here at Chase Field. We expect more of the same tonight.
So two franchise cornerstones square off at first base and at the plate. And when we come back, Kelsey Winger will join the broadcast. She sits down with Rob Whalen to talk about his first look at the Arizona Diamondbacks in tonight's Game 2 here at beautiful Chase Field.
for Game 2 of the Braves versus the Diamondbacks as Atlanta tries to even the series with young Rob Whalen on the mound. Now, this starting rotation all season has been somewhat of a puzzle with DL stints and trades, but Whalen has been somebody who has filled in very well. And something that you have to remember about this guy is he only had 3 starts in Gwinnett when he got the call up here. His last outing was great, 6-inning pitch, 3 hits and only 1 earned run, and he hopes to build off of that today here in Arizona.
I mixed my curveball in a little bit more. I haven't been doing that. Changeup was pretty good for me, especially against the lefties. I feel like the lefties have been seeing me a little bit well since I've been up here. So using that is kind of like an equalizer. Just throwing all my pitches for strikes and keeping it down. And last time I didn't walk as many guys, but you know, I threw a lot of strikes, but they weren't quality strikes. A lot of them were up in the zone. So my last start is just really emphasizing on, if I'm going to throw strikes, they got to be good strikes down in the zone. And, you know, sometimes walks are going to happen with a sinker, but, you know, I was just happy I was keeping the ball in the ballpark.
Something else he told me is that in that last start, he really focused on raising his intensity, and I would say it works, and he'll hope to do that again today here in Chase Field. Getting you ready for Game 2 of the Braves versus the Diamondbacks, hoping the bats can come back today and help Rob Whalen to a victory. We'll be right back with first pitch and starting lineups coming up right after the break.
Right stuff, low price every day.
Another beautiful day in Phoenix, Arizona, where the Braves and Diamondbacks gather for Game 2 tonight at Chase Field. A wild game last night, won by Arizona by a 9-8 final score. Archie Bradley, former #1 pick, is on the hill for Arizona.
Scuffled a little bit here at his home ballpark. His last 4 starts, a 7.20 ERA and a lot of walks. In fact, he's averaging about 4.5 walks per 9 innings.
And the first pitch is smashed to Paul Goldschmidt. Bradley to the bag. And one pitch retires Ender Inciarte here in the top of the first. The rest of the Atlanta lineup features Adonis Garcia and Freddie Freeman, who hit 2 homers here last night. Kemp, Markakis, and Flowers 4th, 5th, and 6th. Jace Peterson back in the starting 9 with Dansby Swanson 8th and Rob Whalen 9th.
Archie Bradley was a first-round pick by the Diamondbacks in 2011. He was the 7th player taken in the draft out of Broken Arrow High School in Oklahoma. Highly recruited football quarterback and baseball player.
And Larry Vanover said that's a strike for the Braves third baseman Adonis Garcia. Well, they were very excited about Archie Bradley last year when he finally got to the big leagues. And an absolutely horrifying scene took place when Carlos Gonzalez of the Rockies hit a line drive that fractured his right sinus cavity. And that sent Bradley to the disabled list. He did come back and pitch in the major leagues last year. His last start came against the Braves, who touched him for 5 runs, 8 hits in 5 innings here on June 1st.
He's got a low to mid-90s fastball, a good curveball that he just spiked in the dirt there, and a changeup.
Ten homers for Adonis Garcia, 3 RBIs against Arizona this season. And that's fouled back for a 2-2 count.
He's a big kid, 6'4", 225, just turned 24 years old. Started the year at AAA, was 5-1 with a 1.99 ERA at Reno.
Well, you get picked in the top 10. You're a big time talent, as you said. And as I mentioned earlier, when he started his career, the Diamondbacks were thrilled. First starter in club history to allow 2 runs or less in his first 4 career starts. Hit the other way, though, by Garcia. 1-out single. And that's Atlanta's first hit of the night. And here's Freddie Freeman, who pulverized the Diamondbacks here last night.
First baseman number 5, Freddie Freeman.
We joke all the time, Joe, about how we sometimes have to drag the hitters kicking and screaming away from Coors Field. That's going to be the case for Freddie Freeman in this ballpark.
Yeah, he said he likes it better than Coors. He mentioned it last night in his post-game comments about the batter's eye. So I asked him again today, and I asked Nick Markakis about it, and they said, along with Milwaukee, probably the best in baseball in terms of picking the ball up out of the pitcher's hand.
Wellington Castillo smothered that, and it's 2-0 for Freddie. Last 8 games in this ballpark, Freddie Freeman has 16 hits, 9 of them for extra bases, 14 RBIs, and 11 runs. So with his good work of late, Freddie Freeman making another push for Player of the Week honors in the National League, you'd think.
3-0 count. He had a 3-0 pitch for a home run to tie it in the 9th last night.
And that's taken downstairs, ball 4. A 1-out walk puts runners at first and second.
Walks were part of the problem for Bradley. His last start at San Diego, he got a no decision. His offense bailed him out in a 9-8 loss. He didn't get out of the 5th inning. 7 hits, 3 walks, 5 runs, only struck out 2. And he has struck out a lot of guys, 94 in 100 innings coming in.
First inning has been a problem for him. He's in some early trouble with Matt Kemp coming up. Matt with a couple of homers, 9 RBIs since putting on a Braves uniform, including 6 doubles. And the first one's rifled back to the screen for a strike. Glad to see Matt in the lineup tonight. He had a rough night at the plate in this regard. He kept fouling balls off his feet.
I went up to him after the game and I said, look, I want to apologize to you up front for laughing. He said, well, I was laughing, but that's better than crying. He said, not a whole lot you can do about it.
Those are Matt's overall numbers with the Braves and the Padres. And Bradley ready with a 1-1 pitch. No swing. And 2-2. So it's a battle of Oklahoma here. Archie Bradley from Muskogee, Oklahoma. Matt Kemp from Midwest City, Oklahoma. And Matt didn't get it. Boy, that had some run to it. And Bradley has his first strikeout.
Threw him a couple of good fastballs. One that he took and this one that he swung right through. Nick had another good night. Man, he's been swinging the bat great.
A 3-hit night last night, his 10th 3-hit game or better this year for the Braves. Matt has 148 3-hit or better games in his career. 2 on, 2 out for Markakis, and that's outside. That's third most in baseball since Nick Markakis' debut. Miguel Cabrera and Adrian Gonzalez, and that's our Academy Sports leaderboard.
Quite a list of good hitters there too. Left-handers have given this guy a lot of trouble. He pitched carefully to Freddie Freeman. Inciarte hit the ball hard but was robbed of a hit by Goldschmidt, and he's trying to keep the ball away from Markakis too.
25 of Nick's 69 RBIs have come with 2 outs.
Those splits, 328, 9 of the 14 home runs by lefties. That curveball's a good one. Good 12-6 curveball, but his changeup's his third pitch, and it's still developing. So he needs something that moves away from the lefties a little bit.
Braves catcher Tyler Flowers waits on deck. I'll bet Nick has the hit privilege. Let's see what Bradley delivers.
That's a perfect fastball.
Outside corner, Markakis was on his way to first.
As he should have been. The 3-0 pitch was a really good pitch. That one was not. Just off the plate. So the runners will be moving now.
Payoff pitch. He is into the seats.
The luxury that provides Bradley when you get a call like that is now Nick has got to respect something not just on the corner but a little bit off. He doesn't want to get rung up, so he has to expand his zone a little bit, make sure he's got that covered.
payoff is grounded left side and through for a base hit. Adonis Garcia will come home when scored. Nick Markakis comes through again with a 2-out hit. And the Braves have jumped on Archie Bradley with a first inning run.
RBI number 70 for Nick. Boy, stay hot. This was a breaking ball. He was trying to throw that more or less a backdoor breaking ball for a strikeout. Nick spoiled that. But again, if he was looking for that outside part of the plate, make sure it's covered. He had that breaking ball covered too.
26 2-out RBIs for Markakis. 1-0 Atlanta for Tyler Flowers, who enters play at .253 for the year. Young pitchers and early inning troubles. Boy, that's something the Braves and Diamondbacks have seen a lot this year. Bradley now has allowed 16 first inning runs. And 25 first inning pitches.
Both of these pitchers tonight have had first inning issues. That was the 16th run allowed by Archie in his 19 starts. I'll tell you more about first inning issues for Mr. Whalen when he's out there.
That's hammered down the left field line for a base hit. Freeman will score. Here comes Markakis to third base. Bo Porter will stop him. Tyler Flowers with a 2-out double. It's 2-0.
Remember last night, Tyler hit the ball hard 2-3 times and nothing to show for it until he dumped a little single in the 9th inning after Freddie's homer. Well, he turns on this one and yanks it right over the bag. Nice play by Haniger out there to keep Markakis from scoring.
So Garcia and Freeman have scored first inning runs. Jace Peterson's coming up. Last two games have been decided in walk-off fashion for Atlanta. Jace Peterson took care of the Nationals back at Turner Field. And he's back in the lineup here tonight. Batting 7th. And the pitch. Missed downstairs.
Runs to work with for Whalen, just as Fultonevich got last night when he got 3 in the first. .30 pitches.
15 balls, 15 strikes.
And another 3-0 count to a left-handed batter. Got a base open if he wants it.
Base on balls, bases loaded. And there is action already in the Arizona bullpen.
Shortstop, number 2, Dansby Swanson.
And Dansby Swanson can make life very tough with a base hit here. Dansby's 5 for 20 and 1 for 4 here last night.
Get a good pitch to hit.
Bradley's gotten to strike 1 with the first pitch to half of the first 8 he's seen. No balls, 2 strikes. "36 pitches in a game August 1st against Washington is the most pitches for Bradley in the first inning. Well, he's about to make number 36 here. And it was a called third strike. 3 pitches in the exact same spot, and that retires the side. But the Braves cash in a couple of first inning runs for Rob Whalen. It's 2-0. Diamondbacks, and their lineup is anchored by Gene Segura, the National League hits leader at the top of the order. Paul Goldschmidt, their all-star first baseman, batting third. And Rob Whalen knows of his first inning troubles, Joe, and he saw firsthand just how deadly offensively the Diamondbacks can be here at home.
And the first inning has been a problem for Rob. That first start that he made, he gave up 4 runs on 3 hits with a couple of walks and a hit batter. His last 2 starts, 4 runs on 3 hits with a homer and a triple and a walk. So that 13.50 ERA will have to improve beginning right now. His 4 keys to pitching success tonight: warm up, get that first inning thing out of the way, make sure you're ready to go tonight. And Segura is the guy leading off, but you got to keep him off the bases. That will be a good head start on this inning and any other inning he's leading off.
3 for 5 last night, 7 for 19 this year against the Braves. And Segura hitting over 400 in the last 2 weeks for the Diamondbacks. So Whalen leads 2-0. See if he can throw some strikes in the early going. And the first one's off the plate. Ball 1. Much has been written about what has gone wrong for this Arizona organization over the last calendar year. Well, Gene Segura is something that has gone very, very right. He has been terrific for them. First in hits, first in 3 or better hit games, second in multi-hit games, and 8th in triples among National League hitters.
I liked what Rob had to say to Kelsey with a special emphasis on the walks and trying to hit good spots, throw good strikes, quality strikes, and not get himself into counts where he's got to throw pitches down the middle.
Popped up. And right fielder Nick Markakis a step or two to his left. He'll put it away. And there's a good start. Segura's retired to begin the Arizona first. And that brings up Michael Bourne.
Whalen struck out a bunch of guys. He struck out 1 per inning. But it's not because he's out there trying to blow everybody away. It's when he can make those good pitches ahead of the count and get them to chase what he wants to throw.
Bourne at 260, 3 homers. And that's taken low, ball 1.
Good pitch. Boy, was that a good setup too by Tyler Flowers. Got as low as he could, try to get him to keep it down. Good change.
Now Bourne's on the defensive, a ball and 2 strikes.
It's kind of like that breaking ball that Bradley spiked. It was supposed to be a backdoor breaking ball, and it was in the wrong batter's box. Tell you what, the catchers the last 2 games.
Bourne strikes out. A late call by Larry Vanover. 2 up, 2 down.
They look like hockey goalies. I mean, there's pucks flying at them from all angles.
On that last side angle replay we had, to tell you how wild that pitch was, the ball bounced out of frame. But Rob takes care of Bourne. Now Paul Goldschmidt. 4th career walk-off homer for the Arizona first baseman, and he hit it a mile. His first base counterpart Freddie Freeman walked and scored the second Atlanta run here in the first inning.
Mr. Vanover. Mr. Vanover, sir. That pitch was squarely in the strike zone. And scary. I mean, it was a scary place, but it was a strike.
And Whalen bounced another one up there. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, that may have been a direct response to not getting the call on the pitch before.
Fly ball center field. Ender Inciarte is back, and he'll have room to make the play. Rob Whalen, no first inning trouble. 13 pitches, takes care of Arizona. He leads it 2-0.
And Ender Inciarte had an incredible game in his return to Chase Field yesterday, and there's not many words to describe what he's brought to this team defensively. Now, Brian Snitker was a third base coach for the Braves for many years, and he said that it completely changes how you coach because you have to stay with him for a lot longer than you normally would, and that guys you would normally send, you don't on him because he is such a threat. He compared him to a young Jeff Francoeur, saying that they are so dangerous because they truly believe that there is not a play that they cannot make, and Ender Inciarte has definitely proven that this season.
That's a great point, Kelsey. We seem to focus on what a player does offensively. You have to factor in the defensive side of things for Ender Inciarte, who has 14 assists this year. That's second in the National League. As this one's hit towards Segura by Rob Whalen, and that takes care of the Braves pitcher.
I asked Ender before the ball game about playing center field in this ballpark because it's vast. It's like playing at Coors Field, and I said, do you turn around sometimes and feel like there's just too much room to cover? And he looked at me without breaking a smile, and sitting next to Eddie Perez, he said, there's no park too big for me.
Okay. Well,
and then he grinned real big.
I mean, this is as unique a place as you'll find. And playing center field's a real challenge because you saw those 413 numbers. That's a big center field, but there's an overhang that you have to navigate. So we've seen it before. An outfielder will run underneath that overhang and the ball will ricochet under the yellow line and bounce back toward the infield, and then it's a race around the bases and a race to the baseball.
Yeah, home runs got to go above that line.
But as good as Ender has played defensively, man, oh man, the last 36 games he's been on fire. And that's our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot.
Take a look. 36 games, 350 average, basically a 400 on base percentage, and 28 runs scored. That leadoff spot is tailor-made for him.
John, I got to ask you, we're seeing a lot of kids in August and September, and we will see more of them coming up when the rosters expand. I don't know if it's an epidemic, but it is so apparent that these kids with big arms that are pitching in the major leagues don't throw enough strikes.
Don't trust their stuff.
It's just amazing to me.
I'm not going to put this on Archie Bradley because his fastball is not in the category that I'm about to speak to. But it does apply to a lot of other guys, young guys with big arms. And I was talking to a scout about it today, and he said, you know, there was a time where you didn't get out of A ball, even no matter how hard you threw, until you proved that you could throw strikes, or develop a second pitch that you could throw strikes and make it dependable. Nowadays, you don't have to do that. You just throw hard. And we see the effects of that at this level when they get here. They're not polished. They're just throwing hard.
And one of the more amazing quotes we heard was from someone in the major leagues talking about his organization when he said that is a philosophy they have. Just throw as hard as you can.
Yeah.
Runner goes, and a line drive into center field. Ender read that beautifully. He's on his way to third base. Adonis Garcia is 2 for 2, and the Braves are in business again in the second with first and third, and one out for Freddie Freeman.
Another scout told me that he said, your third baseman's really growing on me. I said, well, he's playing well. He's really improved. He's improved his game, and he's made adjustments at the plate. And he goes, yeah, but not just that. Defensively, he's been very good too.
And did Adonis hurt himself? Can't see what Jeff Porter's checking for the Braves third baseman.
Looked like he hit that ball hard. Left wrist.
Big swing, big follow through. He didn't fall down around first, did he?
Could he have torqued the bat right there?
Could
before
have.
he let go?
Yeah. Nothing there. Huh. Unless it was something that was already bothering him. I didn't see anything that would lead us to believe.
Maybe Eddie with the atomic fist bump.
Oh yeah, could be.
Because
the anvil.
A little,
yeah,
a little problem, but he's going to stay in the game. And here's Freddie again.
I thought that was quite a compliment from the scout, who has rearranged some of his thoughts on Adonis.
There's a first pitch strike from Archie Bradley. Freeman walked and scored in the first. Braves are back at it here in the second inning, trying to add to a 2-0 lead.
Well, we've got a portable zone.
I was just going to say. No balls, 2 strikes.
Nice stop.
36 pitches for Bradley in the first inning. He's already thrown 13 here in the second. He has 1 out.
Well, this is not where he wanted to be. Not pitching to one of the hottest hitters in the National League with a runner at third and less than 2 outs, especially when you're already trailing 2-0 and have ramped it up to 50 pitches already. He really needs a ground ball. Maybe another try at a changeup. Now they're going upstairs.
And Freddie spoiled that. Freddie Freeman riding an 11-game hitting streak. 17 hits in that stretch. 7 homers and 15 RBIs. So the right guy at the right time here in the Braves second. 2 on, 1 out. Bradley with a big pitch struck him out. His 3rd strikeout of the game. 2 outs for Kemp.
Trusted his fastball. Made a good pitch with it. Looked like Castillo again wanted a high strike. Ran it away from him. And by trusting his best pitch, his fastball, he got an out.
Kemp struck out in the Braves' first inning. Up again here in the second. Got to keep adding on against this team in this ballpark. Let's see if Matt can provide a 2-out hit.
Backed it up. Neither one were strikes. But good pitches in that they weren't strikes. Close enough to get him to chase.
No balls, 2 strikes. And 3 straight breaking balls, and Kemp missed them. Two big strikeouts of Freeman and Matt Kemp with Braves runners at the corners. And it's still 2-0, middle of the second. Get your ticket to the last game on Sunday, October 2nd, and get any other 2016 game for up to 60% off the gate price. Get your seats for the final celebration at Turner Field Fast at Braves.com/final game, or you can call the Braves ticket offices. Ask for Beth Marshall. She'll be happy to help you for the October 2nd finale between the Braves and the Detroit Tigers. Well, Archie Bradley just pitched out of a gigantic mess. He trails 2-0 with Yasmani Tomas coming up. The Diamondbacks are finally seeing from Yasmani Tomas what they thought they would when they signed him to that $68 million deal. And very impressive home run numbers. He's homered in 4 straight games at home. And 9 of his last 16 hits overall have left the ballpark. And he hit a no-doubter here last night.
Sure did. Up there above that yellow line in center field.
Line drive right at Ender. He's got it. Hard hit ball, but there's out number 1.
It's ironic, but I watched him take batting practice today, and it was anything but home run derby for him. He was really working on some things and frustrated with himself when he would hit the ball up into the cage or just hit some routine fly balls. He was really trying to do what he just did, and that's hit the ball hard to center field.
I said last night, and I'll say it again tonight, I can't imagine how tough it is for players who survive what Tomas did to come to the United States, assimilate themselves to the culture, and try to succeed here in America. There's the pitch to Castillo. Tomas left his whole family, told his family an hour before he decided to get in the boat and cross the Florida Straits. He made it to Haiti, then the Dominican Republic, and eventually signed the big contract. But when you think about what players like Tomas and Yunel Escobar and Jose Fernandez had to deal with, this I'm sure is almost easy in comparison.
Well, that is a big risk, and that is I'm not dispelling that at all. I realize, especially from a political standpoint, what they have to put on the line. They also are very aware of what the reward is on the other side. And that's why that risk is worth taking for all of them.
2 balls and a strike for Wellington Castillo. He's riding an 8-game streak. And inside, 3-1. Whalen's now pitched 143 in the 3rd innings between the major leagues and minor leagues. There's been some talk that the Braves will be very careful with his overall workload this year. Don't know how many more innings or how many more starts Rob will pitch, as he just issued a 1-out walk for the first Arizona base runner. And now Jake Lamb's coming up. Lamb's got some pop. In fact, he's hit 24 homers. He could tie it up if Whalen makes a mistake.
His minor league numbers were really good too. Had a 7-6 record and a very good ERA. .40, 120 innings, as you said, Chip, with 112 strikeouts, only 4 home runs allowed. He's given up 4 in his first 22 innings of work in the big leagues.
Lamb takes a strike. A near all-star in the first half, but an all-star mystery as to what's happened to him since. In fact, over his last 12 games, Lamb has 2 hits and 46 at-bats with 19 strikeouts. That's an .043 average.
And yet he's number 2 in the National League among third basemen in home runs and RBIs, to Nolan Arenado, who hit another home run tonight.
Arenado, of course, a star with the Rockies. They're in Milwaukee, leading 4-2 at Miller Park. Here it's 2-0 Braves in the second.
Bingo average. 0.54.
Short lead at first by Castillo. The 2-1 pitch now. He is hit in the air toward left. Kemp on the run, and he's going to almost overrun the baseball, but he reaches back and makes the play. And Castillo's back to first on a fly out to left by Jake Lamb. 2 down.
So far things are going okay for Mr. Whalen. However, he has 4 fly ball outs and a strikeout. No ground ball outs yet. That doesn't mean he's not necessarily keeping the ball down. He's been down in the lower part of the zone for the most part.
Mitch Haniger will greet him. Haniger threw out his first base runner at the plate last night. That was Freddie Freeman. He also had a base hit. And this one's hit in the air toward right center. Ender Inciarte got an excellent jump. And it's another fly ball out for Rob Whalen, who works around a 1-out walk. We're off to the 3rd. Braves are trying to turn things around, and as you can see, the last 10 games, you can understand why.
2-8 over that stretch. The offense has been outstanding. 2 more runs in the first inning tonight to help their pitching out, but 13 home runs in those 10 games, 24 doubles. That's been terrific. However, 7.44 starters ERA, 6.5 relief ERA. Starters not able to get out of the 6th inning, and a horrible batting average with runners in scoring position of almost 370. That counterbalances all that good offense.
So Rob Whalen leads 2-0. Nick Markakis ready to go for the Braves in the 3rd. Archie Bradley is on the hill for Arizona. Maybe he's got a little hop in his step after striking out Freeman and Kemp with runners at the corners in the 2nd. And he throws a first pitch strike. When he's done that, the Braves batsmen are 1 for 6 with 4 strikeouts. When he hasn't thrown strike one, they've teed off 3 for 4 with 2 walks. And I know Tom Glavine was and is not necessarily concerned about strike one, but he always said try to get to 2 strikes with the first 3 pitches. When Bradley's gotten the hitters defensive, he's been very effective, and that's where he is now, ahead in the count, 1-2.
You can use anything you want at that point. It took Godley a while last night to get the feel for his curveball. Same might be said here for Bradley.
That pitch was up.
Yeah, but not out of the zone, according to Fox Tracks.
And a full count for Nick. And he rips one right to Goldschmidt, right on the button, but he's retired for the first out.
He's swinging so well right now and so locked in. This was a fastball in. Down and in, granted, where he could drop the barrel a little bit, but that was going to be a fair ball. He wasn't going to hook it foul. So he got his hands inside the baseball, barreled it up, and hit a BB.
Ow. Tyler Flowers hit by a pitch. He'll take first with 1 out. Only the 3rd man Bradley's hit this year.
Get him on the knee or just below the knee. Yeah, ooh, right on the shin, right below the knee.
Yeah, I'll bet A.J. Brzezinski's sitting back home in Orlando recovering from his hamstring saying, I'm glad that wasn't me.
Well, if you got a bad hammy, there's no way you could get out of the way.
Joe, I don't know if A.J. with a good hammy would have gotten out of the way.
Good point. Yeah.
No balls at a strike for Jace Peterson. He walked back in the 1st inning. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, a hit batter for the young Arizona right-hander. And a comebacker up the middle is into center field. Bradley couldn't stop it. And Jace Peterson with a seeing eye ground ball right back through the box. Puts 2 on with 1 out.
Well, that was very interesting. Archie Bradley got out of the way of this. Look, he's trying to make sure he doesn't get in the way of it. And then disgusted that he didn't try to knock it down.
Dansby struck out on 3 pitches to end the 1st.
I think I'd look for a breaking ball first pitch right here. You got ahead of him with a curveball. Well, it's a double play ball.
Good call, Joe. He did get the breaking ball, but it missed badly.
And didn't chase a bad pitch.
Braves are getting tons of chances to add to their lead. This is already their 7th at bat with a runner in scoring position. A little looper over first is in for a hit. Tomas gets to it quickly, and Atlanta has the bases loaded thanks to a Dansby Swanson single to right. Flowers, Peterson, and Dansby aboard for Rob Whalen.
Fastball away, took it away. And with Flowers running at second, remember he got dinged in the knee and he had to make sure that ball got over Goldschmidt's glove. He got a late break. There's no way he could score. Whalen's not bad with the bat. Hit the ball sharply his first time up tonight.
He's 2 for 8 now and looking for his first RBI. Bases loaded again for Atlanta. And a good healthy cut popped out of play. Strike 1.
Another good cut. I'd rather him swing like that and strike out than to just try to put the ball in play and risk hitting into a double play.
And he does strike out on 3 pitches, but the Braves still have an out left, and Ender Inciarte is the man coming up. As we showed you on our Georgia Lottery feature, Inciarte, a red hot hitter. He's 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. And here he is batting for a 3rd time, and it's the 3rd inning.
Key early at bat right here with 2 out. Base hit gives Whalen more breathing room to work with in a ballpark where the ball jumps. Puts Bradley even more on the defensive if he's able to weather this. And about to make his 71st pitch.
Two balls, no strikes.
Tons and tons of curveballs.
There's a fastball, 2-1 the count.
And he was looking for another one. Man, oh man.
I'm almost speechless.
Yeah, I know. The hitters don't know what's a strike so far tonight. He called a similar pitch on Nick Markakis earlier that was a little wider than that for a strike. He's helping Bradley out here.
Bouncing ball toward Lamb at third. He'll flip to second, and that will retire the side. The Braves load the bases in the third, but are unable to add to a 2-0 lead. Owings, Bradley, and Segura coming up. 2-0 Atlanta. Baseball live with the MLB.com at Bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with Game Day. Live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and your tablet. Braves lead 2-0. Chip and Joe with you from Phoenix. Kelsey Wingert reporting from the Braves dugout as well. Good news is Atlanta leads on 6 hits. Joe, the bad news is they've loaded the bases twice in 3 innings and have not been able to add to a 2-run margin.
Yeah, 8 men left on base already in 3 innings. So for Whalen, have a quick inning, get your bats back up there.
And he's got the 8-9 one-hitters coming up. Owings, the shortstop, is a .277 hitter. A couple of homers, 30 driven in. Owings now in his 8th season in the Diamondbacks organization from Gilbert, South Carolina High School.
Well, he put that pitch exactly on top of the other one. Said he's been working that curveball in more and with good effect.
Slow roller hit out toward Jace Peterson at second, and the peg to first is perfect, and Owings is retired to start the 3rd.
First ground ball out.
Rob's been efficient, 29 pitches for his first 7 outs. Now the pitcher Archie Bradley, who is not much of a hitter. He's 3 for 31 with 21 strikeouts.
Getting ahead in the count.
As you mentioned earlier, Archie Bradley was a great high school athlete, not just in baseball, huh?
He was going to OU to play football and be the quarterback.
Ooh, how about that bender?
Broken Arrow High School, well known for its high school athletics in all sports, but in the last decade or so, especially in football. And he was on a state championship baseball team.
And a late strike 3 call from Larry Vanover. Come on, Larry, don't keep it a secret. 2 outs.
Actually, you know what he does, Chip? Those guys down there know.
Yeah.
They hear it. It's just we don't get the sign until he backs up and rings him up. That's in his defense, but I can't defend his zone tonight. It's been very inconsistent.
Strike 1 to Gene Segura. Segura is sitting on 49 RBIs. That's 1 away from matching his career high of 50 set last season. 159 hits, 17 3-hit or better games for the Diamondbacks. And that's over the screen and out of play. 1-2.
Another good breaking ball. He's had a good one this inning. Well placed. One of the luxuries of having a productive farm system is having a player waiting in the wings like the Brewers did, where you can deal your starting shortstop, and you've got a kid like Arcia coming up and really get some good return on your starter.
Two balls, two strikes. I believe that deal also allowed Arizona to subtract the contract of Aaron Hill from their payroll. That was a mandate too under Diamondbacks ownership, and Dave Stewart, Tony La Russa, last couple of years they've had to shed a lot of payroll here in Phoenix. Hill's contract went to Milwaukee. Segura came back. Payoff pitch is fought off. Segura will see an 8th pitch.
Throw a strike. Pick a pitch, throw it for a strike. Don't walk him.
He walked him in that pitch all the way to the backstop. So Whalen with his second walk. Segura at first for Michael Bourne, who took strike 3 in the opening inning.
It looked like his sinker that he was trying to get him to top, but it was too low and too much in the dirt for Segura to even offer.
Two outs, runner at first, and time called.
Got a little better crowd here tonight than we had last night. It's Arizona State night. A lot of students here.
And their ever lovable mascot, the Sun Devil, is here. And I learned something tonight. I never would have guessed that the name of the Arizona State mascot would have been Sparky.
Yeah, I like it.
You do?
Sparkster, yeah.
So you're the one, huh? One ball, no strikes.
Yeah.
I mean, Inferno or something like that would have been. You know?
Uh-huh.
I know Syndrome wouldn't work.
Nope.
The Arizona State campus is, what, 4 miles, 5 miles from downtown Phoenix?
Oh, yeah, at most.
Ground ball foul.
When I said on the 3-2 pitch to Segura, throw him a strike, you know, don't walk him. The purpose of that is so that it doesn't lead to anything with the most dangerous part of their lineup from last night. Segura had 3 hits. Bourne had 3 hits. We know what Goldschmidt did. Don't give them free passes. 2 outs, make him hit the ball. If he gets a base hit, okay. But he walked him and then fell behind 2-0 to Bourne and gave him a good pitch that he pulled foul.
Well, I loved your explanation, just thinking about this logically with numbers. A great hitter is going to fail 7 out of 10 times if he puts the ball in play, right?
Correct.
So if you cannot defend a walk and the batter puts the ball in play, you have a much better than average chance of getting him out with him swinging the bat, as opposed to pitching carefully and walking him.
Well, look what it does right here. Freddie's got to hold a runner on because he might steal. He was already running on the 2-0 pitch. So there's a big hole on the right side for a left-handed hitter who can pull the ball. And it changes the way you defend it.
Downstairs, and Segura got a break. He took an awkward step or two towards second base while Whalen was still in the stretch position, but Rob didn't see it.
Yeah, well, so did Michael Bourne. You know, that Tyler was set up away, but the pitch was a strike. How many has he missed tonight? Strikes that are balls and balls that are called strikes.
So now a full count.
Good pitch there.
Segura will be off to the races. Arizona has run a lot. They've stolen 30 bags in August. That's tied for the most ever in a month in team history. It's been done several other times. And Bourne trying to reach any way he can to bring Goldschmidt up with a couple of runners on. 2-0 Atlanta. 3-2 pitch. And there goes Segura. And ball 4. Back-to-back walks, and now you've got problems. And here's why you have problems when Goldschmidt's in the batter's box.
The old Vulcan changeup got sent into deep space. That Vulcan will never come back.
Goldschmidt flied out to center. And he took a breaking ball for a strike. According to the pitch effects tool online tonight, so far Larry Vanover has missed 9 pitches. Nothing in 1.
Here's ball 4 to Michael Bourne. It's not the pitch selection that I'm critical of. It's the execution, the sinker to Segura. That fastball was nowhere close. They've got to be somewhere in the vicinity of the plate, 3-2, to make the guys swing at the ball. Those weren't even close.
The inning started innocently. A ground out and a strikeout. Then Segura and Bourne have walked.
But it was the 3-2 pitch to Segura that got all of this working.
And Whalen has thrown 25 pitches in the inning. Yasmani Tomas follows Goldschmidt, who's way ahead in the count now. 3 balls and a strike. Okay,
that's 10. Nice job by Tyler. Flowers saved him there. Fast runners on the bases will be moving. Can't give in to this guy. I know Tomas has been really hot, but this guy is the one that does all the damage to the Braves.
3-2 is up and away. Not close. And 3 2-out walks. Loads him up. And Roger McDowell is out for a visit. So this crowd in Phoenix finally starts to make some noise. And if there's another area in which Arizona has struggled mightily this year, this one's very surprising to me. With the bases loaded this season, Arizona as a team hitting .203. Arizona does not have a grand slam this year. The Braves do not have a grand slam this year. Whalen ready, and here it comes. And a big cut fouled straight back.
Last night, the home run he hit 440 feet to straightaway center was an off-speed pitch. And he was behind in the count. So just because you get ahead and throw him an off-speed pitch, it's still got to be well located. I mean, that's the way we started our broadcast tonight, talking about Whalen and location, hitting spots, staying down in the zone. Somehow, some way, he's got to get through this and then take a deep breath. Oh, good try. Remember that at bat Tomas had last night against Vizcaino?
I was thinking the exact same thing. Great approach that led to the Castillo bases clearing double.
But that pitch, while it was a good pitch, that's a good 0-2 pitch, a good 1-2 pitch. That's good enough that they can't afford to not swing at it. Without 2 strikes, he doesn't have to.
And now he's got to throw a strike or he's going to force in a run. "31 pitches in the inning."
Yeah, they've got to get somebody up in the bullpen. And this has kind of gone south on Rob Whalen in a hurry.
Sharply hit and through for a single. 1 run scores. Born around third. Matt Kemp will concede the second run. And Yasmani Tomas ties the game with a hit to left. The first hit of the game for Arizona ties it up.
Had no choice. He had to throw a strike. Wasn't a bad pitch. He just made the most of it. Had a lot of the plate. Found a hole, and with Bourne running from second, no chance to throw him out.
And here's Wellington Castillo, who walked in the second. 4 walks for Whalen, 3 in a row with 2 outs, and then the single. And that one bends in for a called strike. Breaking ball hit him right in the square of the back. Phew. And the wheels have fallen off the wagon for Whalen here. They're loaded again.
Even he's got to be wondering what just happened. Ground out, struck out the pitcher looking. 3 walks, a single, and a hit batsman.
Well, maybe he's got the right man at the right time. Jake Lamb's in the middle of an awful slump. He flied out to left in the second. He bats here with 3 aboard, 2 in, and 2 out.
See, Tyler Flowers is even trying to signal to him when he's in his stretch, you know, get it down here, keep the ball down, keep that breaking ball down here. It wasn't.
There's a break. Lamb swung at a pitch not close. 1-2.
I hate to say it, but the way Lamb looks right now, you could almost throw a phantom pitch and he'd swing.
That's fouled past Dave McKay, the Arizona first base coach. And we'll do it again.
We talked about last night about how Lamb had dropped his hands down a little bit, and it really helped him prior to the All-Star break. I was just looking at him. You see his recent struggles. Looks like he's got a split grip on the bat a little bit too, like his hands are separated.
One ball, 2 strikes. A runner at every base. Here it comes. And a fly ball down the right field line. Can he keep it fair? He did. And that's going to bounce over the fence and into the Braves bullpen for a double. It looked like Lamb hit that ball with a whole lot of slicing action. I thought that was going to be foul by 3 feet. But a double right down the line, plates 2 more runs, and that will be the end of the line for Rob Whalen tonight.
One thing about it, if you do have a little bit of a split grip, it really does emphasize the top hand, and he got some top hand through there on that. And like Nick Markakis earlier in the game, he kept his fair too, only he got some elevation on it. Wow, what a weird inning.
2 outs, bases empty. 6 Arizona hitters came up, all 6 reached, and 4 of them have scored.
Delta Airlines, your local Ford dealer, and Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience sports.
Back in Phoenix, where Arizona has struck for 4 runs thanks to 3 walks in a row after 2 outs. And Ryan Weber is going to come on and pitch, and he'll face Mitch Haniger, who's the 9th batter to hit for Arizona.
Ryan Weber's last time out, he did an unbelievable job of working around base runners. Had to come on and work long relief against Washington on the 20th. Went 3 2/3 innings and gave up 8 hits, but only 1 run because he didn't walk anybody. Struck out 3.
Pop fly and headed for the seats. Well, I stand by what I said earlier tonight with Archie Bradley and in this 3rd inning with Rob Whalen. It seems like there's an epidemic of not enough strikes.
It's like a breeze blew through here and just took him right out of his game.
Yep.
And he couldn't find it again.
One ball, 2 strikes. And that had no chance.
And pitching's no different than hitting, than playing tennis or any other sport, where when you're going good and you've got confidence and you've got the conviction of the pitches that you're throwing and know you're going to throw a strike, man, you're breezing right along.
And Rob was. He hadn't allowed a hit.
And he was. And all of a sudden he walked Segura and all that went out the window.
Bouncing ball into the shift. Jace Peterson to his right. Long throw and just in time. Haniger called out at first. Arizona might take a look at this. And a terrific play to end the inning for the moment. Let's see if he's safe or out.
Boy, what a stretch by Freddie. Trying to handle the in-between hop as well. I think he got him.
And no challenge by Arizona. The scoop just ahead of Haniger at first base. 4 runs in for Arizona. They take a 4-2 lead. '17th, the first 20,000 fans get a Bobby Cox carried off bobblehead presented by Coca-Cola and Delta Airlines. Go to Braves.com/tickets and get your seats today.
I love that one. That is going to be an awesome one.
So to the 4th we go. Adonis Garcia will go to work. Archie Bradley now leads the game 4-2. And a tough break for Garcia. That's fouled away. A 28-minute half inning. should give Bradley new life. He gave up 2 in the first. Braves have left 8 on base, including the bases loaded twice.
You always worry about that when you don't get a hit. Take advantage of those opportunities. Sure enough, all those walks added up.
And bigger picture, we showed what's happened to the Braves over the last 10 games. The starting staff has averaged 5 1/3 innings. So tonight, at the very least, they're going to have to pick up 5 innings of relief work. Lined into right center field. A good night for Garcia. He's 3 for 3. Nothing wrong with his hand with that swing. He's going to stop at second with a leadoff double, and the Braves are coming right back at him.
Yeah, that was a weird thing earlier, wasn't it? They were looking at his left wrist. Fastball up. Boy, he can get on top of some high fastballs. Full swing, no trouble. And a leadoff double. Here we go. You getting where you need to be?
I do not.
Okay.
7-3 hit game for Adonis. Well, thank goodness they start the games at 6:40. We can still be tucked in by 10:30.
Good luck with that.
Freddie's walked and struck out. He scored a run. Arizona has a big shift on for him as the Arizona State fans try to get the wave started here at Chase Field in Phoenix. I don't think they've got the hang of the water-themed entertainment as we're in the desert. This one's hit into the shift. Productive out. Freeman's retired, 1 away. Garcia's at third base. If they came up with something that would maybe be a sandstorm, people would be into it. They know exactly how to react.
This would be a great place to go to college. Great campus, big school. You always work on your tan year-round.
See if Kemp can bring that run home and draw the Braves closer. It's a 4-2 game. Matt has struck out twice against Bradley, both times swinging.
And he's gotten a lot of breaking pitches, so took a fastball in. Might be sitting on a breaking ball now. Got it and missed it. Infield's back. They'd concede the run. So play Pepper with that shortstop or second baseman.
Fly ball center. That'll chase Bourne back to the warning track. And Kemp with a sacrifice fly does bring home Adonis Garcia. It's now a 4-3 game. Got him on, got him over. Kemp got him in. And Matt has his 10th RBI as a Brave.
One of the things that's got to concern Archie Bradley is I need 4 more outs to be the pitcher of record. Can I get through 4 more outs with the lead and not have thrown 105 pitches? You know, where my manager might be tempted to take me out without completing the 5th inning.
His season high is 116. He did that in 4 2/3 innings. So We've seen that a lot with the Braves young starters. It's a bit of an epidemic for Arizona too. In fact, so far in August, coming into play tonight, Bradley allowed 18 earned runs in 18 innings of work. He's only gone into the 7th inning twice all year. Last time was July 27th when he went 7 innings and beat Milwaukee at Miller Park. And another hard hit ball to right. Great catch.
He's a Braves fan. That's
yeah, exactly right. Had fans from Milton, Georgia, enjoying this series here in Phoenix.
Nice catch. Brought his glove for a reason. Everybody around him was thrilled too because protected him.
And a ground ball hit out to second, and the throw to first is in time. A leadoff double and a Kemp sacrifice fly gives the Braves their 3rd run.
Head to the bottom of the 4th inning. We still don't know who will take Tyrell Jenkins' spot in that rotation to pick up the start on Thursday. Tyrell was optioned down after his last start. You see Ryan Weber in the game now, eliminating him from that position. So let's take a look at 2 familiar names that we know down in Gwinnett. Aaron Blair got the start tonight in Gwinnett. He went 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks with 3 strikeouts. He did pick up the win, but that probably does eliminate him from Thursday. Whistler, in his last 4 starts, we are very familiar with him. He is 2-1 with a 3.71 ERA, 5 walks, and 22 strikeouts.
All right, Kelsey. So Brian Snitker and the Braves have some decisions to make as to who will pitch here on Thursday against Robbie Ray. We know tomorrow night Julio Teheran and Zach Greinke will square off in Game 3. That's the featured matchup of this series. We'll join you at 9:40 Eastern Time. You're on Fox. Braves Live at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Chris Owings leads off and sprays one over the Braves dugout foul and quickly finds himself behind 0-2.
So Whistler's still in the fold.
Yes.
He could still be skipped tomorrow and fly here and pitch on Thursday. So that could still happen.
High hopper hit towards second. And that takes care of Owings.
Or after all that fine work in the NBC tournament, Tim Hudson might be in the wings somewhere ready to crank it up again.
I don't know if there's enough Advil for Tim to get through that.
I haven't heard from Tim since the tournament, and it could be that he's just propped up in the sofa somewhere with his arm dangling.
It's too heavy to text. But Tim Kim, hope you're doing great. And the whole family too, as Archie Bradley bats with the bases empty. He struck out looking, and he was the second out by the second hitter in the third inning, and then the walk started. This one's driven toward right, and 2 are out. 3 hitters faced by Ryan Weber. He's retired them all. Now Gene Segura is coming up. 4-3 game. Segura is 0 for 1 with a walk. Nationals lost again tonight. Baltimore beat them 8-1. Nationals are in a stretch of 20 straight games, 20 straight days, and their bullpen is running on fumes. Today it was Reynaldo Lopez's turn to pitch, and the Orioles hammered him.
Yeah, I don't think he got out of the third inning after he pitched great against the Braves.
Another chance at second, and Weber has the sinker working. 3 ground ball outs among the 4 hitters he faced, and what do you know, we have our second 1-2-3 inning. To the 5th inning already.
Braves have had some offense again. They've had a bunch of guys on base. They've only put 3 runs across, largely in part to Adonis Garcia, who's having a big night. But the Diamondbacks scored 4 runs in the 3rd inning with 2 out, nobody on, when Whalen walked 3 straight guys, a single, a hit batsman, a double, 4 on the board.
So I think your point was an excellent one for Archie Bradley. He has to get through this 5th inning with the lead to qualify for the win. And his pitch count is headed towards triple digits. The Arizona bullpen is busy. And the same thing for Archie Bradley is the same thing we've said for several of the Braves young starters too. You have to remember he is 23 years old. He's trying to hone his skills at the toughest level. And with that in mind, you'll see 1 good, 1 bad, 1 blah start among the 3 he'll make in any 3-game run. But August has been tough for him. 18 earned runs in 18 innings coming into play tonight.
That is a good hook. And he's throwing it better, and he's throwing it harder than he did earlier in the game.
He's got 5 strikeouts tonight. That gives him 5 or more in 11 of his last 17 starts. And 93 strikeouts since his call up on May 29th. That's first among all rookies. It leads John Gray, Kenta Maeda, Steven Matz, Zach Davies, and Sean Manaea, who has 71 with the Oakland A's.
He's got more than John Gray. That says a lot.
Yeah.
Nice trip out there by Castillo to settle him down a little bit after a pitch to the backstop.
And strike 3 call. Flowers didn't think much of that call, as he has a word with Larry Vanover. During the half inning, I did some research on the origin of umpire signals, as Castillo framed that one nicely. Credit for the umpire signals goes to a man named Charles Rigler, whose nickname was Cy. He was an umpire in the National League from 1906 to 1935. 4,000 games umpired, 2,500 of them behind the plate. And the reason he invented hand signals for ball, strikes, and out while he worked in the minor league circuit was not for the pitcher or for the batter, but it was said so the outfielders could see the calls more clearly, which I didn't realize. And then while Cy Rigler was still in the minor leagues, Bill Clem began using them in National League umpiring play. And Rigler was one of the men responsible for the introduction of a chest protector and for an umpire's code of conduct.
Now, wait a minute. When was this, you suppose?
It says he was an umpire in the National League from 1906 to 1935.
How long did it take them, do you think, to figure out they needed a chest protector?
Probably game 2 of the 1906 season.
Okay, thank you.
It's just a guess.
All right.
As Dansby Swanson bats, there's an urban legend that the need for umpiring signals was to help a player named William Ellsworth Hoy, whose nickname in those
Dummy Hoy
times was Dummy, and it was what it was. He was deaf, and he was one of the best players in the game. And so in order to help Mr. Hoy know what's going on, the umpires, it was rumored, would raise their hands and make signals so that he knew what was going on because he couldn't hear.
That's interesting.
Hoy was baseball's 3rd deaf player, but the first non-pitcher. He's only 5 feet 4 inches tall, and the first player without hearing in baseball history was Ed Dundon.
I'll bet, you know, in the minor leagues they didn't have scoreboards, you know, to tell guys what the count was. That helped keep it straight.
$18,780 here tonight, about 3,000 more than were here for game 1. And a ground ball hit toward second, and Swanson is retired, and Archie Bradley has pitched the minimum number of innings to qualify for a victory. He leads 4-3, bottom of the 5th coming up. National League Western standings up to the minute. The Dodgers are 4-6 against the Giants so far this year. And ordinarily, when you have Madison Bumgarner pitching for San Francisco, you'd expect Clayton Kershaw to match up against him. Kershaw is still hurt, but we understand he threw a bullpen today. And Kershaw might be nearing a rehab assignment as Freddie Freeman, with a good play, even with the bag, takes care of Michael Bourne. Another ground ball out.
Nice job by Ryan Weber. He's just almost looks like he's throwing batting practice. You know, that was an 85-mile-an-hour changeup. Rolled over the top of it, ground ball. As I've said before, I know Ryan has his innings where he's in the middle of the plate and gets hit hard, but there are times like this where he has really stepped up, like he did with that last stint of 3 2/3 innings against Washington. And his spot due up in the bottom half of the inning, or top half of the next inning, and he's given him another inning right here.
Goldschmidt swings and flies one to center. And 2 men are out.
And there are guys in gray uniforms and white uniforms going, how's he doing this? What's going on? And he hasn't shown everybody his curveball and his double breaking yellow hammer screwball yet.
Triple Indy.
He hasn't shown all his stuff yet.
Well, it just goes to show you velocity isn't everything. You can throw 88, and you know, if he's getting all these sinkers, Weber has a heavy ball.
Absolutely, it is, and it is very heavy.
Here's Tomas. 2-run single. And he takes ball 1. Popped up over near the Braves dugout and into the seats. Remember, we didn't see Tomas when the Diamondbacks swept the Braves back in Atlanta. Wish we hadn't seen him last night. He had a big game. And he's had a good night tonight. He's up to 61 runs batted in. Hoping to homer for the 5th consecutive time in his home ballpark. Weber, a model of efficiency. He's gotten 6 outs on 18 pitches. Broken bat. Adonis makes the play and skips out of the way of the barrel of that bat. Wow, what an effort at the hot corner. If he stopped, that bat would have nailed him. Instead, he makes a heck of a play to retire Tomas and the Diamondbacks in order in the 5th. A true Cuban missile headed for the hot corner. And Weber continues his good work. 7 up, 7 down. We're off to the 6th inning. Between the Dodgers and the Giants, let's check out our T-Mobile greater coverage of baseball because there are games tonight that have wild card and divisional race implications.
Well, the Mets need a win against the Cardinals, and their starting pitcher Jonathan East went 2/3 of an inning, and yet they still won the game 7-4. Houston 3.5 back in the AL wild card. Pittsburgh same in the National League wild card, and I think Pittsburgh was winning that game big. Have to look. Yeah, 7-1 final. Speaking of big, there's Randall Delgado as Archie Bradley's night is complete.
5 innings, 3 runs, 7 hits for Bradley, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. And Gordon Beckham pops it up. And Tomas in right center says he's got it, and he does. And there's the first out. Well, what a job by Ryan Weber to restore some order. 2 1/3 innings of perfect baseball. No hits, runs, walks, strikeouts. And 20 pitches or thereabouts for Weber. There's 20 on the button. So Ender Inciarte is the batter. Ender's walked in 3 trips to the plate. He grounded out on the first pitch of the game, grounded out as well in the third. Braves are down 4-3. Fly ball hit toward the gap in left, and a nice running catch. Haniger tracked it down on the warning track. 2 out. So Mitch Haniger's done some good work. Gotta wonder though how much longer he or perhaps another outfielder will be on this Arizona roster. We're hearing whispers that A.J. Pollock might be back in a Arizona uniform before this series is over. He had a scheduled day of rest yesterday coming back from his elbow fracture. So he might be here as soon as tomorrow night.
That would be great for him. Obviously good for the Diamondbacks, but when you're 2 days away from starting the season and something like that happens, it's just horribly demoralizing for you and your team.
And the saddest part was he wasn't hit by a pitch. He didn't slam into the wall. He didn't swing the bat. He injured his elbow sliding into the plate.
And apparently it was an injury that he had had before.
1 ball, 1 strike for Adonis Garcia. If memory serves, the injury previously for Pollock, he had fractured the growth plate in his elbow. And you might recall that when the Braves and Diamondbacks were talking about the Shelby Miller deal, it was A.J. Pollock who was originally the Braves' first target, and the Diamondbacks said, not giving up A.J. Pollock. So they agreed to Ender Inciarte, and as it turns out, that worked out great for the Braves. Full count for Adonis Garcia, who has had a big night tonight. 3 hits and 2 of the 3 Braves runs. And a bouncer toward Lamb. He played for the big hop, and a strong throw will retire the side. We head to the home 6th. Arizona leads 4-3, and they're doing that with only 2 hits. Sports photographer Sean Farnham was out and about in the Valley of the Sun today, and that is the historic Hole in the Rock at Papago Park, where the Phoenix Zoo is. That was a red butte created 6 to 15 million years ago and was naturally formed by erosion. The ancient Hohokam people noticed that a hole in the ceiling of the chamber creates a ray of light that changes position on the chamber's floor during the year depending upon seasonal movements of the sun. They mark the occurrence of the summer solstice by grinding a bedrock metate slick at the location where the ray of light falls during the day at noontime. And that is a hugely popular place for hikers and campers and history lovers here in the greater metropolitan Phoenix area.
Thank you, Chip. This is Row in a Rock. About to make his first pitch.
After this game, we might need more than one of those. Strike one to Wellington Castillo.
Oh, there's a lot of cool stuff here. Ancient rock formations, of course, with the desert and the mountains. You're going to get some of that.
And the Hohokams were the indigenous Native American tribe of this area, and that is still very proudly represented here in the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix and Tempe and Tucson. Beautiful place. As that one's fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Arizona leads 4-3. The Braves are in their bullpen. It's a bullpen that had of late pitched horribly. Not so last night. Delgado's worked a 1-2-3 inning. Now Chaz Rowe will try to keep the Braves' perfect work alive. As that one swept off the plate, 2-2.
Last couple of outings for Chaz Rowe, he has had a knee buckling slider. Big hard sweeper. Comes another one. Done a good job since the Braves picked him up. No room for him in Baltimore. The Braves claimed him on waivers.
Seven scoreless outings, 9 strikeouts in 7 1/3 innings pitched. And how about that swing? Castillo tied up, swung and missed, and fell to the ground. 8 straight retired by Weber, and Rowe now 1 away.
Trying to go after it, the ball just kept riding in on him. And then it was a matter of trying to get out of the way. And one of life's more embarrassing moments as a hitter.
Jake Lamb with the key hit in this game. A 2-base hit with the bases loaded that he hit with slicing action. It appeared 5 feet foul off the bat, but it kept curling down the right field line, landed fair, and that scored the 3rd and 4th Arizona run. In fact, Lamb is the last man to reach for Arizona, and he has the last hit. They only have 2 in the game, but all those walks came back to haunt Rob Whalen, who issued 3 consecutive 2-out bases on balls back in the 3rd.
Mentioned his grip on the bat last time up, that it looked like, from a distance anyway, that it was kind of a split grip. Index and little finger are touching, but nothing else is.
9 straight hitters retired by the Braves relief corps. Rowe's gotten 2 in a row. And here's Haniger.
I know how Castillo feels. Mott Nepper, remember him?
Sure do.
Good left-handed pitcher. He used to just eat me alive. And I just decided I knew he was going to throw a fastball first pitch, and I was going to hit the first pitch that he threw. Well, he threw it right at my head. And I had a vicious hack at it as I was going down. I didn't make contact, needless to say, but made him laugh real hard.
How'd the rest of the at-bat go?
That may have been where the first glove over the mouth, over the face started. Probably not very well.
No.
I don't remember.
He didn't take pity on you?
No, it was pretty hysterical, actually.
Two quick strikes, 2 outs. We're in the 6th, game 2. And Rowe missed. 1-2. That's a big win tonight in St. Louis, 7-4, as you said. Terry Collins and his Mets still feel they can make postseason play. They're swinging the bats better now that Yoenis Cespedes is back. Braves will have a hand in who, if anyone comes out of the East, play the Mets, Marlins, an awful lot. Rowe gets him in order. 10 up, 10 down for the Braves relief staff, and we head to the 7th. Down a run. It's 4-3, and the big bats are coming up. Freeman is red hot. He loves hitting in this ballpark. He had a gigantic game for the Braves last night. He's riding an 11-game hitting streak, and he's going to lead off the 7th for Atlanta, which trails on a skinny run. And here again, our Zaxby's indescribably good play. Freddie Freeman's ranks among National League first basemen.
2nd in homer, 7th in RBIs among first basemen. 2nd in doubles and slugging as well. Anthony Rizzo, by the way, is first in a lot of these categories, and that just tells you what kind of year he's having for the Cubs.
The sad thing for Rizzo, though, is his teammate Chris Bryant is having as good a year, and I think you talked about that a couple of weeks ago. They may split the vote for the MVP.
Bryant may be better, having a better year. This is Edwin Escobar. 90 to 93 fastball with a slider. I don't know that we've seen him. Short arm action there. I would say not if this is just his 7th game.
There's a bouncing ball foul. That's off the front of the Braves dugout. Escobar was claimed off waivers from the Red Sox in late April.
Big shift as usual on for Freddie with nobody on base.
And he just struck out Freddie Freeman to get the inning started. So Freddie's 0 for 3. And what I feared in the early innings may be coming to pass. All those opportunities to add on to a 2-0 lead. Wish you had one more hit in that stretch. Braves had him loaded in the first. Couldn't add to the 2-run lead. Had him loaded again in the third. Had him first and third with Freeman and Kemp up in the second. Couldn't make contact. And then the 4-run third for Arizona turned the game around, and that's where we stand. Matt Kemp, 2 strikeouts and a sac fly last time up. That's popped up. And a fan from Scottsdale came up with that pop fly.
I talked last night about Matt having a bat that was really just a big league bat with pine tar on it, but it's also the scourge of all the clubhouse guys who've got to get it out of his uniform at night. He's got another good one working.
I mean, that's like the La Brea tar pits of baseball bats. There's so much pine tar on that handle.
So that pine tar might be a little too wet. You know, it kind of glistens. That's almost. Yeah, that might be a little too wet. Maybe it was a fresh rag. Good cut. Oh, then he puts it under his arm.
Remember Lester Hayes, the old Oakland Raider? They had the stickum. Nobody would get near him.
No, he looked like he had the pine tar rags on his hands. Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And that one skips up there.
You know, I'm beginning to think there really is something wrong with the mound. We've seen so many breaking balls bounce 19 feet in front of home plate that there's got to be something wrong with the slope. God. And everybody just starts running. Wellington Castillo's turning his side. Larry Vanover's headed to the Diamondbacks dugout.
Fly ball is going to drop in front of Michael Bourne. So Matt Kemp has a 1-out single. Well, the Diamondbacks pitchers, we are told, if you see something, say something. So they had to do some mound work last night and a whole lot more mound work again tonight.
It just cracked me up last night, though, that Burgos threw one 9 feet over everybody's head to the backstop. His foot didn't slip. We showed the replay. His foot firmly planted, and then it was, well, there had to be something wrong with the mound.
It's like pitcher does that. He looks at his hand like, oh, it just slipped, right?
It's not listening to me.
Yeah. 1 on, 1 out for Nick Markakis, who has an RBI hit tonight.
One of the great things about having Freddie and Nick in your lineup as left-handed hitters is they hit lefties too. You don't have to worry about that.
High hopper. Segura surrounds it, and he will take it to the second base bag himself. And Kemp is forced, 2 outs, and Tyler Flowers is coming up.
That was really probably a smart play here on the part of Segura on this bobble. If he picks it up and just flips it, you know, it might hit Owings right in the chops. He's point blank range here, so rather than do that, made sure he got the out himself.
So they get the leading runner, Tyler Flowers, the batter. A double, a hit by pitch, and a called third strike. And that's skied toward the press box. Foul, strike 1. Cubs are winning again tonight, 5-0. They lead San Diego at Petco. Giants and Dodgers 3-3 in the 5th. Here it's 4-3 Arizona. And back out of play.
Yeah, you were showing those standings a minute ago, and LA hosting San Francisco in a big series, so that's an opportunity when the first and second place clubs are playing each other for a team like Colorado to maybe make up some ground on somebody. And they jumped out, as I said, on an Arenado homer earlier today at Milwaukee, but they lost 6-4. So now they'll do is lose ground to somebody.
Well, again, the Braves will play all the teams in the East a lot down the stretch. I think after this series with Arizona, our series with the Giants, and then back home for 3 with the Padres. After that, everything is against the National League East until the final 3 games. Final 3 games, of course, at Turner Field against the Tigers. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oh, another one that looks to be a strike.
Sure did.
Tyler Flowers happy to have the break. Remember, he complained earlier tonight. Maybe that earned him a reprieve in this sequence. So a full count. A little help from Markakis. He'll get to run with the pitch.
And remember, Tyler had that double his first time up with the runner running. That might be a tying run. He could do it again.
Runner goes, ball 4, and the Braves have the tying run in scoring position.
Castillo's going out to talk to Escobar because he shook off 3 signs there to throw a fastball, and Castillo didn't want a fastball. Good at bat by Tyler. Chase got a little pine tar working too.
So let's see how Jace does with a lefty-lefty matchup. 2 on, 2 out. He's batting .243 against them this year. 37 at bats, 8 strikeouts.
I'm just glad Jace is okay, you know, after that collision. And watching that replay again, because he was kind of turned around, not only did he face plant, but he was turning into the wall when he hit it too. So there was that much more force generated on the turn.
Yeah, I mean, he could have wrecked a shoulder. He could have broken a rib. He could have broken his nose.
Yeah.
Concussion. I mean, there was a lot going on.
Sure was.
He was able to walk off the field after having the wind knocked out of himself. Day off yesterday for the most part. In the lineup again tonight. More action in the Arizona bullpen.
Jake Barrett. Saw him last night. Walked a couple of batters, struck out one.
Ball.
Jays hasn't had a lot of at bats this year against lefties. This is his 38th. He's got an even count. And he serves that one down the line and into the second row of seats. Broken bat, bouncer out towards second, and the throw to first is in time. Escobar saws off Jace Peterson, and we head to the stretch. Still a 4-3 Diamondbacks game.
Is PetSmart Patio. This is the first season-long pet-friendly ballpark. $160 gets you your own doggy suite, 4 humans and 1 pup, all you can eat to watch a baseball game. Now I know some of my best nights are spent in the ballpark, and it just gets that much better with a pup.
That's a pretty good deal. You bring 4 friends, and it's dog-safe ice cream with dog treats for the toppings. Perfect thing for your 4-legged friend on a night where the pitcher might canine.
How great is that? Get a little slobber flipped on you too. Be a perfect night.
That's great, isn't it?
It is great. What a great idea.
And I love what they call it. It's a doggy suite. What a great idea. Home 7th. It's 4-3 Arizona in front. Chris Owings will lead off. Phil Gosselin is on deck. He'll bat for Escobar, as Jose Ramirez is the new Atlanta pitcher. Braves bullpen tonight has been outstanding.
10 in a row they have set down. Jose's numbers have gotten better. He's been coming in and doing a good job. A little more consistent. Only one outing out of his last, what, 12 or 13 that he's given up a run.
This one's headed for the gap in left center field. Kemp's going to try to cut it off, and he can't. It'll roll to the wall. Owings around second. He can fly. He's headed for 3, and he's going to make it standing up. A lead-off triple. His 8th.
That's why I said last night that if you play in Arizona, you ought to lead the league in triples. Slider there. Not a bad pitch, but just by splitting the outfielders, and it starts rolling out anywhere near that 413 mark, they've just got to go too far to get it to prevent a triple.
So Owings joins Brandon Crawford and Jake Lamb with 8 triples. Cesar Hernandez of the Phillies has 9 to lead the league. And now former Brave Phil Gosselin will try to add an insurance run. The infield in for the Goose, who takes ball 1.
Doing good work for these guys. Pinch hitting, 275 mark, 2 pinch hit homers.
Gosselin came from the Braves last July 23rd. That was the deal that involved a whole lot of money, a lot of big contracts, a whole lot of complicated factors, but the principals were Bronson Arroyo and Tuki Toussaint came to Atlanta. And Gosselin hit .303 in 24 games with the Diamondbacks, drove in 13 runs.
My mistake too. He has 1 pinch hit homer, not 2. But Phil can play a lot of different positions for you, and more pinch hit appearances than anybody on their ball club. This is his 58th.
Pride of the University of Virginia, Phil Gosselin. And he strikes out, and there's a big first out. Runner at third, 1 away, still a 4-3 score. You know, Phil is not happy about that.
Yeah, he got a breaking ball up to a hanger.
But it doesn't get any easier for Ramirez. You've got the hits leader in the league coming up. Segura's 0 for 2. He has walked, and he scored a run. Needs 1 RBI for a career high tying number 50. And he just got nailed. And that hit him flush. And Segura is very slow to get up. Wellington Castillo also hit by a pitch earlier. This one, though, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Oh, man, right on the shoulder blade. Glad he turned away from it.
So a lot of opportunities here for Arizona. Bourne can bunt. He can still run. He does strike out a bit. So let's see how Arizona tries to play it. Fast runner at third base, 1 out. Adonis Garcia will play even with the bag. Freeman holds the runner at first. Braves middle infielders playing for 2. Strike 1. How about that pitch?
He's bringing it. Pitched in 3 of the 4 games against Washington. Gave up 1 unearned run in 3 innings.
Runner at first goes, and the pitch is fouled at the plate. It was by Bourne. And back first will go Gene Segura. And 2. 0 and 3. Bourne is retired on strike. Second strikeout for Ramirez. And now Paul Goldschmidt's coming up.
This was 97 gas. Outside part of the plate and up. Had to cover it. Too close to take. And too hard to hit.
Goldschmidt's fly to center twice. He's walked and scored. First and third. And a slider strike. Like a different man's on the mound after the hit by pitch. Brandon Drury's on deck if Goldschmidt reaches. Yasmani Tomas is the scheduled hitter. Owings led off with a triple. And Phil Gosselin struck out. Segura hit by a pitch. Michael Bourne was just pumped up with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and now Paul Goldschmidt is ahead.
Power to power right there. 96 on that one. So now, you didn't catch up with your heater. Do you throw him a breaking ball that he could catch up with, or do you stay with the fastball? They're going upstairs.
Swing and a miss. Ramirez strikes out the side and works around a leadoff triple. That's as impressive an inning as that young man has had all year. This game goes to the 8th inning. Goldschmidt's down on strikes. Still a 1-run Arizona.
Let's Go Places, the Georgia Lottery, and Zaxby's Indescribably Good.
We head to the 8th inning. 4-3 is your score, and a couple of changes now for the Diamondbacks. As we told you, it's Arizona State night. Well, Arizona State star Jake Barrett is on the mound here in the 8th inning.
1-1 with a 4.14 ERA last night. He worked the 8th inning. No hits or runs, but he did walk 2 and struck out a batter.
A first pitch swing, and Dansby Swanson has a 2-hit night. Three hits in the series for the young Brave shortstop. Brandon Drury has checked in to play left field. Mitch Haniger moves from left to right. Yasmani Tomas is out of the game. The Diamondbacks with the lead have a much better defensive outfield. As Francoeur is going to pinch hit. Jose Ramirez, 1 inning, 1 hit, and 3 strikeouts to go with a hit batsman. And Jeff takes a strike.
They were impressive strikeouts. Barrett 94-97 fastball, slider.
So he and Jeff have a lot of things in common. Jeff knows all about playing for his hometown team. Same thing for Jake Barrett. Went to Desert Ridge High School here in the Valley in Mesa, Arizona. He was the 2009 Arizona State High School Player of the Year. And set Arizona high school records as a hitter with 19 homers and 65 RBIs.
Sounds very Francoeur-like.
This young man was drafted and developed and brought to the big leagues as a relief pitcher. He has never started a game as a professional. And they are grooming him to perhaps be their closer of the future. Three years ago, 29 saves. 2 years ago, 27 saves. Last year, 15 saves in 47 games. One ball, one strike. He's got a pretty good lead. And that's fouled away. A ball and 2 strikes.
Castillo's a very good throwing catcher. If you have thoughts of trying to steal, 37% caught stealing rate.
Swing and a miss. That went under Jeff's chin. He couldn't stop himself. And Francoeur's retired. There's the first out.
Very much like Castillo's swing. Really started moving in on him.
Jeff's retired, top of the order, Ender Inciarte. And to your point about Castillo, last 14 games, Arizona's allowed a grand total of 1 stolen base. So yeah, they have shut down the opposing running game. A lot of room for Ender to play with in the outfield if he can split a gap. Let's see what he does. Bouncing ball into right field, a base hit. Swanson around second, on his way to third. He'll make it there easily. And the former Diamondbacks are getting it done against their ex-mates here in the 8th inning. Swanson and Inciarte singles. And they're at the corners for Adonis Garcia.
Gotta like that, don't you? You know they do. Fastball down and in. When it's down a little bit, a little easier to drop the barrel on it and pull it past Goldschmidt, who is holding the runner. Wonderful.
Big night tonight for the Braves third baseman Adonis Garcia. He's got 3 hits in 4 tries. He scored 2 of 3 Atlanta runs. The Braves have 10 hits in this game. They've left, however, 10 men on base. That's headed for the upper deck and on the friendly bounce. Fans will chase down the souvenir. 0-2.
Laid off a good pitch. Got to figure they're going to try another breaking ball. The way Adonis has been wearing them out. Fastball, especially one up.
Swing and a miss, a slider in the dirt. And Garcia strikes out. First and third, two-way now. And Freddie Freeman's coming up.
Castillo not bothered at all if you want to throw it in the dirt, knowing that Adonis might chase. So now what happens? In the strategy.
This is the old Tom Glavine. There's a base open. It's second base move. With the right hand hitting Matt Kemp waiting on deck. If you do walk Freeman, though, you would put the go ahead run in scoring position, albeit with 2 outs.
Well, they did something like that in the 8th inning last night. Intentional walk to Inciarte, who represented the go-ahead run, but nobody scored. Freddie Freeman, however, did homer in the 9th inning to tie it. Right here on a 3-0 count. Ooh, boy, that was so hard.
Had the sound. That's what we said last night.
Yeah. That thing bounced around for 5 minutes.
So let's see what the Diamondbacks' decision is. A red-hot Freddie Freeman with runners first and third, 2 outs. Freddie has the whole left side of the infield to play with Dansby Swanson 90 feet away, representing the tying run.
We're going to try real hard not to give him anything to hit. They're going to try to get him to get himself out, and in the process they may make a mistake that works in the Braves' favor.
Cool. And Freddie's in one of those stretches, Joe, where it seems like there's no real good way to attack him. We saw last night, first pitch swing, long ball, 3-0 count, long ball. That first pitch was an excellent pitch just to see if he was going to be aggressive early in the count.
Right, and that pitch was supposed to be up and in, and it was up and out over the plate. Change up, but where are they going to throw it?
In the dirt. Good stop. Castillo's been impressive.
Well, like I said yesterday, he's always been a good catch and throw guy. Calls a good game. Very good defensive skills. It's just that his bat really has come to life in the last couple of years to make him a very good all-around catcher. Backing it up.
Didn't get the call. 3 balls and a strike. The umpires in the crowd thought that should have been a strike. Now it's a 3-1 count.
Can't imagine they'll come anywhere near the plate with anything. It looked like another changeup sign.
And it is ball 4. So no harm done for the Diamondbacks. Freeman walks. The bases are loaded for Matt Kemp.
Yeah, the only reason they got a strike on him is because he made a mistake with that fastball up and out over the plate. So he had a hack at it. Everything else wasn't even close. So this is the guy they wanted to pitch to.
Well, Atlanta's got their cleanup hitter up with a chance to clean up. This is Matt's 3rd at bat with the bases loaded. As a Brave, he's looking for his first hit. Ball 1. Swanson singled. Francoeur struck out. Enciarte singled. Garcia struck out. Freeman walked. And the Braves have the bases loaded for the 3rd time tonight. Look out, Bo Porter. One the count.
3rd time tonight with the bases loaded, like you said, Chip. They haven't scored a run out of that situation, out of those situations. Not yet.
Two strikeouts and 3 at bats with the sacks full tonight for the Braves. 1-1 count. Driven toward right. That ball is going to get down. It's going to go to the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Here comes Freddie around 3rd. He's going to score. Kemp's on his way to 3rd with a belly flop triple.
Last night in the 7th inning, it was Wellington Castillo who cleared the sacks with a bases loaded triple. Tonight it's the 8th inning on a pitch that didn't look like a strike, but he got it on the barrel, and Haniger, who had just moved over to right field, couldn't get over there to knock it down.
So they scored that, a double and an E9.
Yeah, that's a bad call because he was never stopping. He was running the whole time. If he had stopped and looked back and took off at 3rd, that'd have been different.
So it's a double and error, 2 RBIs, not 3. And the pitch around for Freddie Freeman turns into a 3-run scoring play for Matt Kemp. And that is another example of how the addition of Kemp changes the dynamic for the Braves offense. Chip Hale got the matchup he wanted, but Barrett couldn't seal the deal. And another walk proves problematic for this Arizona ball club.
I fully understand what they were trying to do, and I understand why, because of what Freddie's done in this ballpark. I get it. But by pitching around him, you not only load him up, I mean, you put the go-ahead run into scoring position where only a single will put him ahead.
Ground ball right side. Goldschmidt's got it. The flip to the pitcher covering, and that will retire the side. Arizona suffers its 17th blown save of the year thanks to Matt Kemp's double. 3 runs across, and now the Braves lead.
Presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day.
6-4 Atlanta. Matt Kemp with his 8th go-ahead RBI since the All-Star break and 23 overall RBIs since the break has put the Braves in front. Christian recording artist Matthew West performs after the game Sunday, September 18th. A free concert for everyone in attendance. Limited VIP field passes are available for the show. They're just $10 each. Act fast by visiting Braves.com/Faith Day. Jeff Rancourt stays in the game. He'll play left field for Matt Kemp. Mauricio Cabrera is on to pitch, and he'll face Drury, Castillo, and Lamb. Well, a couple things really went haywire for Arizona in that inning. First, Barrett had trouble. He had 2 on, 2 out. Freeman and Kemp coming up. Gave up the hit. He puts Haniger in right field. Good defensive outfielder. He kicks the ball around in the corner. Commits an error. And now with the Diamondbacks trailing in the game, his cleanup hitter, Yasmani Tomas, has been taken out of the game. And it's Brandon Drury leading things off.
Yeah, that was kind of odd because Drury was already out to pinch hit for him. Wasn't like he just went in as a defensive replacement.
So it's up to Cabrera and perhaps Jim Johnson to nail this one down over the last 6 outs. It's 6-4, but you can't start walking people. And Mauricio's promptly gone 3-0. Swing and a miss at 98. Mauricio, a 1.84 ERA over his last 14 appearances. Just struck out Brandon Drury. Might have been called a strike had he not swung at it. Either way, the result is great for Atlanta. 1 up, 1 down.
Well, Ramirez had a great 7th inning despite hitting a batter and giving up a leadoff triple. He then struck out the side, so Cabrera's picked up that task, and after falling behind 3-0, he comes back and gets his man. The bullpen has been outstanding tonight after really struggling over the last week or so.
The bullpen came into play in the 3rd inning when Ryan Weber relieved Rob Whalen. The Braves relief corps, after getting that 3rd out, has pitched 4 1/3 innings of 1-hit baseball. And that is not at all how the Braves had pitched on the homestand.
Couple of good breaking balls to him. One to start for a called strike.
So he's got Castillo set up, a ball and 2 strikes. His 8-game hitting streak is on the line in this at bat, it would appear. Pitch. Sit down, son. Fastball right down Broadway. And Castillo struck out. 2 up, 2 down.
1-0-2.
Amazing, isn't it? 2 outs. Here's Lamb. He's got a 2-run double. And snapped an 0 for 17 streak. Jake is 1 for 3 tonight. Takes a strike. Cabrera's made the jump from Double-A ball to the big leagues. And the Braves have done an excellent job of slowly assigning him more and more responsibility. Remember, when he first came up, he was pitching in blowout games. And as he's thrown strikes and gotten results, he's moved further up in the bullpen pecking order.
Only 1 earned run in his last 6 outings.
And that one's lined into right center field. Inciarte's going to try to cut it off. He did. Lamb never stopped running. Throw to second. Close and just a little late. Excellent job there by Dansby Swanson to try to deke Lamb into slowing down, but he had none of that. And he doubles with 2 outs, and that will bring the tying run up for the Diamondbacks.
Oh, well, they wanted that one up. You can see Tyler wanted a high fastball, but again, when it's down, it's a little easier to catch up to. And Lamb could see all that developing in front of him. He wasn't even paying attention to Dansby Swanson. He wasn't going for that.
So Lamb, who was 2 for 46 over his last 12 games, has 2 hits tonight. And Mitch Haniger's the batter, 0 for 3. 1 ball, 1 strike. And let's have no more excitement in this inning, because with every passing batter, that increases the chances you might have to see Goldschmidt in the 9th.
Right, and no need for any trickery here. Just get after him.
Far enough. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Not a bad pitch. Went with a slider 2-2, and he got a piece of it.
Two strikeouts, a double, and now a 2-2 pitch coming to Mitch Haniger. And Tyler Flowers caught that on a very short hop.
Well, this one he needs to set up right behind the point of the plate, right in the middle of home plate, and put down the fastball.
He swung. Haniger rung up on a check swing, and that'll take care of the Diamondbacks in the 8th inning. Cabrera strikes out the side. Lamb left stranded, and we head to the 9th inning where the Braves enjoy a 2-run lead. It's time for tonight's Toyota Key play, and it was in the 8th inning. It was off the bat of Matt Kemp.
Pretty simple to pick the key play tonight. And what only thing that troubled me here was that they charged an error when Matt Kemp never stopped running, when Bo Porter never stopped waving his arms around. That should have been a triple and 3 RBIs instead of a double and 2.
So Arizona back in its bullpen. It's Dominic Leone on for the 19th time, and he's been one of the reasons why this Arizona relief corps has been battered so badly. He has given up 12 earned runs in his last 10 1/3 innings, covering 10 appearances.
424 lefties, 404 righties. Yeah, that's an issue. Low to mid-90s fastball, the slider and curve. He's pretty hyper out there right now, though. He wants to try to make amends.
Originally a Seattle Mariner, he was part of the Wellington Castillo Mark Trumbo deal last June. And he'll face Tyler Flowers, who bounces one to the left side and through for a first pitch single. So Flowers is on base for a 4th time tonight. 2 hits, a hit batsman and a walk. And Atlanta looks for some 9th inning insurance. Leon broke in with Seattle in 2014, had 8 wins in 57 games. Lives in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. He went to Clemson.
Well, an add-on run here would certainly be welcome. Especially by Jim Johnson, who's loosening up in the bullpen to close it.
Braves are trying to beat the Diamondbacks for the first time this year. The West has not been kind to Atlanta this year. Braves are 5-19 against the Western Division clubs. They've won only 1 of 11 road games. But they've scored first, they've scored last, and have a 6-4 lead. Up the middle. Segura diving stop. Flips to second. What a great play at shortstop to get the out. That was incredible. How in the world did Owings come up with the baseball and touch the bag?
That's something the Braves are going to check because they're surprised too. But Chris Guccione was right there. Don't know if he could see his foot on the bag from that angle. And Tyler kind of distorted that view. Oh yeah, God, what a play.
Well, now we understand why Yasmani Tomas left the ball game. We said it was curious. Take the cleanup hitter out of a game which you lead, even for defensive purposes. Well, Tomas hurt himself. He's got mid-back stiffness, and so Chappelle got him out of there. Dansby Swanson, 2 more hits tonight, and he scored an 8th inning run.
Possible hit and run.
He's going. Swing and a miss. Castillo's throw tails, and it nearly hits Jace Peterson, and he's on his way to third as the ball skips away and into center field. Not a good throw by Castillo that time. It's a steal and an error, and the Braves have an insurance run 90 feet away.
And it appeared to be a hit and run play. Swing and a miss. No chance there that Dansby was in his way on the throw for Castillo, so it was just a bad throw altogether. His 5th error.
Almost nailed the umpire too. So the infield comes in. Let's see if Swanson can make contact. Strike 2. This week of firsts for the Braves shortstop. Here's a chance for his first big league RBI. Fly ball center. Bourne is underneath. Peterson at the bag tagging. Here he comes. Michael's throw is cut off. And Dansby Swanson's first big league RBI makes it a 7-4 game, and it comes against the Diamondbacks.
Behind in the count, too. And that's a big insurance run.
Have yourself a night, young man.
So I would say Dansby and Ender's return has been a very good one so far.
And Leon's troubles continue. All this mess not fully of his making. Throwing error. Chased Peterson to third base. Second at bat for Francoeur tonight. He struck out last time up. Braves Live presented by Xfinity will follow us after the bottom of the ninth inning. The Braves up 7-4. They've out hit Arizona 12-4. And a swing and a miss takes care of Frenchie, and that retires the side. 8-9-1 coming up for the Diamondbacks. 7-4. Braves lead game 2.
Mazda, Georgia Power, and Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience sports.
7-4 Atlanta, 3 more outs to get for the Braves' first win against the Diamondbacks this year. Get your tickets to history. 2,000 seats are left for the final game at Turner Field. Get your ticket to the last game Sunday, October 2nd, and get any other 2016 game for up to 60% off the gate price. Get your seats for the final celebration at Turner Field fast at braves.com/final game. Jim Johnson hopes this will be the final inning. He is on to try to save the day, as Chris Owings will get things started.
Looking for his 11th save. 2-2 with a 1.65 ERA and 10 saves since that return from the DL.
Jose Ramirez stands to win it, as Jim missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Owings a 7th inning triple. That led off the inning, and the Diamondbacks couldn't push across an insurance run of their own.
Yeah, that was a big inning for Ramirez to be able to come back and strike out the side, because he hit Segura with the pitch later in that same inning. No walks, please. This does not need to be exciting.
Line to first, and Freddie Freeman was right there. Woo. One out.
I think he was getting ready to jump, realized he didn't have to. That was a rocket.
Ricky Weeks is the hitter.
Another proof again that if you throw strikes, sometimes they hit it hard, it doesn't turn into a hit.
7 out of 10 times. And that's not quite Ron Burgundy-esque, where 60% of the time it works every time, but it's pretty darn close. Ricky Weeks, former All-Star. And he was the starting second baseman in the 2011 All-Star game here in Phoenix.
Got a lot of former Brewers over here.
Weeks, Segura, a couple of them. As Johnson's quickly ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Great matchup here tomorrow night. Julio Teheran, Zach Greinke. And Weeks is down swinging, 2 up and 2 down. And Braves are an out away.
That's a lot of good sink to it, good downward tilt.
Well, how about the Braves? 8 runs last night, 7 runs tonight.
Well, the offense is still doing the heavy lifting.
And tonight, the Atlanta bullpen has been just brilliant.
Absolutely.
So far, 6 innings of scoreless relief, 8 strikeouts, 2 hits. Now Jim Johnson needs 1 more strike to put this one in the win column. One and 2 for Gene Segura. Zach Greinke, another former Brewer. He's won 11 games despite a 4.21 ERA. Giving us some time with an oblique problem. 2-2. Through Tyler Flowers. Now it's a full count. No drama. Let's get Segura and go home. Chopped off the plate. Adonis Garcia makes the catch and the throw. Not in time. What a stretch by Freeman. What a great effort by Garcia. The Braves are going to take a look at this. They think the game's over.
I can't believe what a laser he threw over there. My goodness. Why not take a look? Right off the plate. Very close to the bag. Corrals, throws, and watching that replay without slow motion, it looked like he was safe. Head down, hustling. Right call.
Michael Bourne, the batter. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. If Jim Johnson can get one more out without allowing Segura to score, it would be the longest scoreless run this season by the Braves relief corps in a game.
Well, more importantly, that guy in the on-deck circle, we don't want to see him at the plate.
And we won't with a good flip. Race to the bag. It's close, but Johnson got there. And the Braves have beaten the Diamondbacks tonight by a final score of 7-4. The Braves bullpen, the star of this game, 6 1/3 innings of scoreless relief, allowing just 3 hits. Matt Kemp with a big hit in the Atlanta 8th, cleared the bases. An Arizona error helped as well. And the Braves with 12 hits have even the series 7-4 your final. Full recap comes your way from Desert. We'll take a quick break and do that for you right after this.